Okay, it's time to do what we all want to do. Everyone does around the world. We want to sample. We want to sample maybe a vocal. We want to sample maybe a beat. Get a sample of a voice on something. We want to sample something. Sample some gunshots. I don't know. We want to sample it, get it right, put it on the machine, make sure we know where it's at once we sample it, and then pitch it or pitch change it, maybe speed it up, maybe slow it down, maybe add some effects, maybe do this. Let's just do it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the commercial said, let's do it. We're going to use one of our Sample King CDs. This is our off-the-record CD. We're going to pick out some beats and little samples right here. Pop that in there, and we're going to press play. Now, the thing everybody does these days is sample up a beat. You know what I mean? Sample up something real fast. Yeah, I like that. That's a fat beat, too. Oh, yeah, I remember that beat. Well, I'm trying to find a sample we can use here. Oh, that beat right there. We're going to sample that beat. Okay, it's time to sample. We got our CD in. We know the beat we want to sample. Let's try and sample something. So here, of course, I'm in voice. Now I'm going to go to pattern mode. Because my pattern's here, that song I had before. I want to sample a sample to go with this pattern to see if the sample will actually fit in or something. So what we're going to do right now, we'll sample something. We need to press our integrated sampling. That button right there. And now we're in sample mode. Now, as you can see here, it says sample right here on top. And this says Dr. Goo. Alright? It's the name of our actual pattern we're using. Here we have a type of sample you can use. Now, we have several choices to make. We can have slice and sequence. This is when it takes the sample and chops it up into a single sequence where every bit of the sample goes on keys on your keyboard. And you can play little parts of the sample. We can also go to just sample. We just sample up a piece. You know, get a little sample in there. We can also do sample and note. Where, for example, if we're playing a pattern, we may want to start the sample at the same time the actual pattern starts. So once the sample goes in, we can actually start it, and this will be set to a note value within our pattern. Those are our choices. Below that, we have our source, which is AD. And we have resample. You can actually take a sample and resample that same sample over again. Next, we have our next. On or off. And we also have over here, as you can see, stereo, right, left, left and right mono, and stereo. We can also change the bit depth of our sample. We can go from 5 to 44.1. Now, the lower frequency you can use, you can get a lot of bass out of your sample. The higher frequencies, we get more of our bass, our mids, and our lows. So if we cut our sample frequency down, we'll get more bass out of it. It's very important to know. Okay, so we've got some idea what's going on here. As you can see here, we also have source, and we have destination. This would be the destination where the sample would go. This would be the keyboard bank. That means somewhere on the keyboard would be at C3. And the source here would be the target mean. We're in a pattern mode, so our target would end up being a specific track in this pattern. In this case, it's selected for 1. We want to select 9, actually, for this purpose, and make 9 the source for us to put this actual sample at. Then we have our record function right here, where I can record something. But first, we want to set up our input-output.